A fun story about the little fairy above the trees. Long ago, in a peaceful land, hidden deep within a glowing forest, there lived a tiny fairy named Luma. Luma was smaller than most fairies, so small that when she rested on a leaf, the leaf barely moved at all. Her wings shimmered like morning dew, her hair sparkled softly in the sunlight, and her eyes were full of curiosity and kindness. Everyone agreed she was very pretty, but what made her special was her gentle heart and sharp mind. Still, Luma often felt she was too small to matter. Luma lived with her fairy family inside an old oak tree that had stood for hundreds of years. Her mother was wise and warm, her father calm and thoughtful, and her older siblings were strong flyers with powerful magic. At dinner time, when glowing lantern mushrooms lit the hollow tree, her family would share stories of the day. "I helped guide the river today," one sibling would say. "I protected the forest gates," said another. When it was Luma's turn, she smiled politely and said, "I helped a ladybug find its way home." Everyone smiled kindly, but Luma noticed how small her story sounded. That night, as she lay on her petal bed, she whispered to herself, "I wish I could do something big." Luma did have magic. Quiet magic. She could make flowers bloom faster, calm frightened animals, and fix things others didn't notice were broken. Her magic wasn't loud or flashy, but it worked best when she helped someone else. Still, when the other fairies practiced powerful spells that lit up the sky, Luma sat nearby. Her favorite place was above the treetops. She loved flying higher than anyone else, where the wind was soft and the forest looked like a green blanket below. Up there, she felt free. Up there, she felt like maybe, just maybe, she mattered. One afternoon, while flying above the trees, Luma met a young wind sprite who danced through the air like music. He laughed when he flew and spoke gently when he rested. They spent afternoons floating on clouds, talking about dreams and stars. It was innocent and sweet, a flutter of affection that made Luma's heart glow. "You fly higher than anyone I know," he once told her. That made Luma smile, but deep inside, she wondered, "If I am special, why do I still feel so small?" One quiet evening, something felt wrong. The forest grew unusually still. Flowers closed early. Fireflies dimmed their lights. Even the trees whispered with worry. Luma noticed first. Using her gentle magic, she followed the feeling deep into the woods, where she found a family of animals huddled together. The forest's moonglow stone, which kept the forest peaceful at night, had cracked, and no one had seen it. Without its glow, the forest would fall into darkness. Luma's heart raced. This was important. This was big. Other fairies tried to lift the stone, but it was too delicate for strong magic. Each attempt made the crack worse. Luma stepped forward, her voice quiet but steady. "I think I can help." Some fairies hesitated. She was so small, but Luma placed her hands gently on the stone and used her soft magic. The magic meant for healing, not power. She whispered kindness into the crack, patience into the stone, and love into the forest itself. The glow returned, slowly, warmly, peacefully. The crack disappeared. The forest sighed with relief. Animals cheered softly. Fireflies shined brighter than ever. Luma felt something change, not around her, but inside her. Her family rushed to her, eyes full of pride. "You were exactly what the forest needed," her mother said. Luma finally understood. Being small didn't mean being unimportant. Being gentle didn't mean being weak. That night, Luma flew above the trees again. But this time, she wasn't wishing to be bigger. She was grateful to be exactly who she was. As the moon rose high, the forest settled into sleep, safe and glowing once more. And the tiny fairy who once felt too small to matter drifted gently through the sky, knowing her kindness had changed the world. And so, beneath the stars, The forest slept, happy, peaceful, and whole. Barrie was a small grey mouse who lived quietly behind the pantry wall of an old farmhouse. He was not loud, and he was not in a hurry, but he was very happy with his simple life. Barrie loved two things more than anything else in the world. He loved cheese, and he loved warm milk. Every evening, when the sun slowly went down and the house became quiet, Barrie would stretch his tiny paws and smile to himself. He knew this was his favorite time of day. Barrie lived in a cozy little home made of soft hay, buttons, and bits of cloth he had carefully collected. His home smelled warm and familiar, and it made him feel safe. Before supper, Barrie liked to tidy up. He believed a clean home made food taste even better. He would sweep the floor with a feather, straighten his tiny chair, and polish his little spoon. The spoon was perfect for drinking milk, and Barrie took very good care of it. When the lights in the kitchen finally turned off, Barrie peeked through a small crack in the wall. The house was quiet. It was time. Barrie stepped into the kitchen, where everything felt very big and very tall. The chairs looked like towers, and the table felt like a mountain. He moved carefully, just the way his mother had taught him. Slow steps, quiet pause. But when Barrie reached the usual spot, his whiskers drooped. The cheese was gone, and the milk bowl was empty. Barrie felt a small worry in his chest. Cheese and milk were not just food to him. They were comfort. Barrie took a deep breath and stayed calm. He remembered that rushing never helped anything. He followed a soft smell toward the window and climbed onto the sill. Outside, the moon was shining gently over the yard. That's when Barrie saw a small kitten sitting all alone near the doorstep. The kitten looked tired and hungry. Barrie paused for a moment. Then he remembered the small piece of cheese he had saved. Very carefully, Barrie nudged the cheese toward the kitten. The kitten looked surprised, then very grateful. In return, the kitten gently tipped a saucer of milk so Barrie could reach it safely. They shared the quiet night together. Barrie felt warm inside, warmer than cheese, warmer than milk. When Barrie returned home, his belly was full and his heart was peaceful. He curled up in his soft bed and closed his eyes. Before falling asleep, Barrie whispered to himself, "That kindness always finds its way back." And soon, Barrie drifted into gentle dreams of cheese, milk, and calm, happy nights.